to order. If you would please rise as we do the invocation and the pledge. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory forever. Amen. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
No moment of silence. That's a great thing. Great
Right
thing.
about that.
All right, well, thank you all for attending the school board meeting on Tuesday, March the 3rd, 2026. We will move right on. It looks like we have no presentations this evening. Do we have any citizen comment, Mr. Superintendent?
I have none at this time.
No citizen comment. All these people and nobody wants to say a word. We'll move right on to the consent agenda. Mr. Superintendent, do we have your recommendation on this consent agenda, sir?
Yes, sir. Just want to make sure that you know that we need to pull item H. We have some edits that we have to do to that. And so I'll be pulling item H and bringing that back to you at a later date and time. Does anyone have anything else they need pulled or any discussion?
Just a quick question
Yes, sir.
on the King Field. Looks like, didn't we do some work on King Field around?
Yes, sir.
Is that's the football field? Are we deciding, what are we doing?
No, that particular work was concrete work, is my understanding. There was a PO on here for Clyde Johnson to pay for extra stuff. And I think that he was doing some, where the concrete bleachers are.
Yes.
They were having to go in there and shore up some of the aged structures and re-concrete and clean some stuff up, then make it structurally sound. Is that correct?
There's a couple of POs, sir, that we've been using for, we had some concrete sidewalk work done, because we're putting in the new track right now, and we also have that coming up also for the bleacher repairs.
And how is the field looking?
Right now,
The football field.
the track, we are just finishing up the track right now. We should have it lined by the end of the week,
Wow.
our rubberized track. The asphalt was put down, the first coat of rubber was put down a week and a half ago, maybe. And then they sprayed on the final part, top of the track.
Yeah.
It looks really good. They look like the Benyon came in today, cleaned up, took all the tape down. They had to tape all the fence up that we put in. Taped up all the concrete, sprayed the top liner down, and I think it has to dry for another maybe day or so, sir, and then we're going to get the lines painted on. So we are very close to having a rubberized track here at King.
You ever run in a rubberized track?
Well,
Oh.
I don't run much, but I
Yeah,
have walked one.
you could do it bare feet. It was so nice. So that's great.
So we're finishing up that project, as soon as we get the lines on, we'll finish up some gates and some fencing, we have some polishing up to do.
And the field itself is going to be in pretty good shape?
We have been working on that right now. We fixed all this, the sprinklers are all working good. We had to adjust them so it wouldn't hit the track. But we will work and have that ready to go for the spring football, or the spring football.
Yeah. It's a tough time of year.
If
Oh, it's dry.
It's all dry, and
Yeah, absolutely.
grass isn't wanting to grow, so yeah.
Well, great, thank you.
Mr. Beeson, does the district maintain that turf on the Kane Field?
I believe the high school football team works with that, with the athletic director, and also I think we have a couple of supplements that help with that also.
Is that for like spraying or just cutting or?
That's pretty much for cutting right now. We have to work on, we started out with some help about 4 months ago with trying to get that field back to, the shape it needs to be in. And he gave us some guidance on how to fertilize and how to spray in there. I believe our new head football coach, Coach Sanchez, has a direction on where he's going to go and how he's going to handle everything. But we're working side by side to see what we need to do to take care of it.
Do we subcontract for like the application for herbicide and fertilizer, or is
In the
that?
past, we have not. We had hired another consultant in for, please don't take my word for it, maybe 2-3 months, maybe that we had him in there to get us started in the right direction. But we're still working on, CHS is working with me, the head football coach and the athletic director, current athletic director, on getting a plan together to make sure we have some great turf on the field for the fall.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that. I know that was a big concern in the community with the maintenance of that before, with just, I don't know who was ever cutting it or supposed to be in charge of it, but it didn't pass muster with community standards, so I'm looking forward to.
All the grass has gotten hammered here in Lewiston in the last 2 freezes that we had. As you can see when you're driving around, in my opinion, it got through better than a car yard did at the house. And so we should be, it just takes time to get all the weeds out of there again. It takes time after you get it in that, get it back into shape.
All right, very well.
There's no further questions, Mr. Chairman. I recommend approval of
I
the
do have a
consent.
question.
All right.
Questions for everyone, sir. On the Chromebook refresh, so I see that's coming out of capital money. I know that one-on-one Chromebooks were one of the state mandates that they at first gave us money, but they're not giving us money for this anymore, right? Am I correct, or am I speaking?
I'll let Ms. Emily handles the specifics of that, so I'll let her fill us in.
I believe in the past, ESSER funds were used on Chromebook refresh. We no longer have that, so it does come out of capital.
So my next question is, I'm sure folks here I send articles that I'm reading education aligned articles. And one of the things that I'm reading is where they're questioning, and it's not going to affect my vote on this, but it's just, I want to, as we're talking about this, we have $500,000 on the table in this decision tonight. Where we're questioning if this technology forward education is really producing the dividends. And how, when they talk about in the future, when people are making choices for education, that the people are going to start trying to remove their kids from such technology forward environments and go back to regular pen and paper.
So we've, for the last couple of years, we've been working toward the fact that a good teacher in a classroom is the best lever we have for education. There's a place for technology, there's a place for AI, but it's supplemental, it's to help, it's to make research platforms, readily available, and proper use of that, of those resources is part of what we teach, and then allowing them to use them at the proper time is part of it as well. And as of recently, we're looking over research where it's not only not helpful, but it's damaging in some ways. And so Mr. Sanchez has been beating the drum on that for quite some time, and every time he gets in front of a student panel, with parents there, he begs the parents to limit their screen time, put a book in your kid's hand again. And we've been working on that, and that's in the classroom when we do our walkthroughs. That's one of the things we want to see. We want to see a teacher teaching and only using this Chromebooks for supplemental or for activities or for something that needs to be enhanced along the way, not as a teaching platform to supplement to take the place of a teacher. So we agree, and we have been going down that path.
It breaks my heart to put those screens in front of the babies. I think it really impedes the development of the fine motor. And
Well, the point is, if you look in front of us, every single one of us has at least one electronic device in front of us, right?
oh, I stand on
So-
business now that I can't stand mine.
Yeah.
And I print everything out like an old lady because I literally can't stand staring at those screens
Yeah.
for that long. And I don't like to try to make my little notes on it like I'm right there.
Old school paper.
I'm doing
Me
it
too.
old lady
Yeah.
style. So I just think that's very unfortunate that the state mandated that one-on-one devices and then have pulled those fundings away. So $500,000 from capital to.
Something we may not be using.
So that's just it.
Okay.
Whine about that.
All right, if there are no further questions, Mr. Chairman, I recommend approval of the consent agenda minus item H.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Sammerdyke, seconded by Ms. Busen. The only thing I do want to ask is on the recabling project. Do we have the right contracts and languages ready to go with our lessons we've been learning with our new school that we've been building?
With regard to,
Contracts with these, whoever,
For liquidated damages and things like
Yeah,
that?
Things like that.
yeah, we've learned a lot, and yes, the short answer is yes, we believe so, and we've learned a lot through this process, and we are still editing and fleshing some things out, and what can be and can't be in there, and things like that.
Yeah.
Love the opportunity to chat with you offline about that, and
Absolutely.
some of the big lessons we've learned.
Yeah, well, I know there's been a lot of them. This is definitely, I mean, nobody in this district has built a new school, so
Yep.
it's a huge learning curve. I just want to make sure that before we enter into anything, any agreement, that we're looking at that language with that stuff and saying, yes, we've learned our lesson there. We're making sure the proper
Yep.
language is involved before the recable. I know it's necessary
Yeah.
to do this, to update our schools, by all means.
You're talking about the contract itself.
Yeah, but
Got
the
it.
contract itself, are we making sure that we're
Okay.
covering ourselves
Yep.
and not having to go,
Sure.
back up and things, so.
Okay.
That was the only question I had with that, so. Any further discussion? Hearing no other discussion, all in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. We'll move on to action item 5A, sir. Looks like we need to appoint one board member for the RFQ selection committee for the new LHS architect.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. As you're aware, we are working toward a new architect service for the LaBelle High School project. Part of that selection criteria is that we have one board member sit on the evaluation committee to sort through who that new company would be. It's totally up to the board. Y'all can handle it just like you would any other committee where someone gets nominated and then y'all can vote to accept the nomination. Or if there's more than one, then you can vote on who you would want that to be.
I think that sounds like a good item, nice committee to be on.
I was thinking this Nelson is in
Yeah, I would like to do that myself.
Well, then I'll nominate John Basquin. I was actually thinking about that, based on there's certain things I take leads from other people on, but as far as, the construction and the contracts and stuff like that, then,
That's why I would like to sit on that.
okay, well, I got
You have
you.
a motion and a second.
So I have a motion by Mrs. Busen, seconded by Mr. Sammerdyke. Sounds like it's gonna be unanimous.
Yep.
Okay, any other discussion on that? Hearing no other discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. I will be on the committee for the school board.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for that.
We'll move on to action item 5B. Looks like we have a hearing, Mr. Superintendent.
Yes, we do. This hearing is stated, and you have the information in your packet. It's to change a few of the policies around to correct some of the situations that we've been into recently and to accept the changes on the Independent Sales Tax Committee.
All right, so at this moment, we will open this hearing. This hearing is now open for the public to comment, ask questions. Do we have anybody in the public that would like to speak about this hearing? All right, I hear no comments. We'll close this hearing. Hearing is now closed. Public comment is over. So we will move on. Mr. Superintendent, we have your recommendation for this hearing.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I recommend your approval of the information presented for the policy for timing bid protest, policy number 9143, and the Independent Sales Tax Committee, Oversight Committee as presented.
So,
Second.
All right, motion by Mr. Sammerdyke, seconded by Mr. Nelson. Do we have any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor say aye.
aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
We'll move on to action item 5C, sir.
Yep, 5C is permission to advertise some more policies for the revisions on a continuum that we've been doing and ensure that we're updated and legal with the state. So therefore, I recommend your approval action on 5C.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Nelson, seconded by Mr. Sammerdyke. Do we have any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to action 5D, sir.
5D is, as you well know, U.S. Sugar has been a partner with Hendry County and Hendry County Schools in Clewiston for as longer than all of us have been alive. They have the Sugar Express, where they do tourists from out of town and some in town that jump on the antique railway and go north or go south and look at the rail systems and the sugar and the agricultural fields. They have been parking cars along the side of the railroad, and they're running very short of parking spaces with not enough space to park. What we're doing basically is we're going to partner with them to allow them to use the field on the north side of Central. There's already a gate there, it's already fenced, it's already locked. We would have to just do one small fence in order to keep folks from going over into our bus compound. It's only going to be used after hours, which are weekends and late in the evening, so it wouldn't interfere with school times anyway, so they wouldn't need to use it or access it when we're using it. And then when we're not, that's perfectly open for them. Basically, what we would like to do is allow them to use it. They have been over backwards over the last, all the years that they've been in business for Hendry County schools and students. I don't see this as a money-making venture for us. They're going to be parking on a parking lot. They're going to help us do some improvements there where we can use it when we need it, and then they can use it when they need it as well. So basically what I would like for you to do is to approve the hold harmless agreement, and that's the legalese about the hold harmless if there's an accident or someone got hurt or something on the property. So with that in mind, I ask you to approve action 5D as presented.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Mr. Sammerlike, seconded by Reverend Brown. Do we have any discussion?
I just want to clarify that anybody parking in that parking lot would not have access to any, I've never parked in that parking lot, so I'm trying to visualize it, but they wouldn't have any kind of access to the school.
Not the school.
Or
And
playgrounds or
we're going to
something
add, no, couldn't get to the school or playgrounds. They could get to the bus compound today, but we're
Okay.
going to put one small fence in and they won't be able to get anywhere.
All right,
So,
perfect.
yep.
Do cameras monitor that lot?
I don't think so. I doubt that lot is monitored because all the cameras are facing back toward the buses and the school.
That's all the way out on the end out
I'm
there.
not familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And I'm sorry, I made a map and I had a nice where y'all can see it and everything, and it's sitting on my desk. I apologize, but I can give it to you after the meeting if you want to see it.
We're gonna drive over there.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
it's way on the end of the property. I mean, I don't know if any of you guys have ever been on that excursion train. That is it's really neat. Taking the grandkids on a few times, it is really a neat experience.
And
So I highly recommend if you've never been on it.
And ironically, I've never been on it. But we're also going to take this opportunity. Mr. Busen and the team is working with Ms. Arietta, is working with IT, is working with everyone involved, and we're going to get some positive Hendry County Public Schools logo stuff and put on the back of the bus barn. Thousands and thousands of people a year go up and down that train track on that, and we want them to see that we love our teachers and we support, Hendry County and yada, 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 and we love our bus drivers. So we're going to rub some love on Hendry County Schools and our employees
Great idea.
as a result.
I did get a little feedback about that from one of the gentlemen at the railroad. He said that our school actually realized that, our district realized that, what we see from the front isn't what they see from the tracks. He said, and they really have started doing some cleaning and things like that to make it a lot more presentable. So thank you, Mr. Busen, to you and your staff for doing those things, making that look a lot better. Back there, he said it looks much better.
But it is a bunch of people getting together, not just me and my staff. It's
So, yeah, well, whoever it was,
Hendry County School Board employees.
they definitely made a comment about it, and it was a great comment that the district has done very good at being aware of that and cleaning it up, making it more presentable from the other side where we never go. Okay.
That's it. Thank you very much.
We have a motion. Did we have a motion on that already?
I think we voted already, didn't we?
That's right. Okay. So any further discussion? Hearing no
We
further-
vote, we vote on that motion, did we not? We did vote on the
Yeah, we're
motion.
done with that.
Okay, all right, I want to be sure. Thank you.
We had a motion, we had a second.
Okay.
We're just gonna vote? We already voted?
We're done.
We're
Yeah,
done.
voted.
All right, moving on. All right.
All right.
So, move on to the new LHS updates.
Yes, Mr. Busen's going to give tonight's updates. We're going to do the OAK updates when we're in the LaBelle meetings. And Mr. Busen will reiterate this, but yesterday Mr. Simmerdike had the pleasure of going out to the site and operating machinery and shovels and just had a great time.
No,
A
okay,
shovel,
really not
a
heavy.
shovel. I know what
some people very upset.
If you want to
You
go,
got on the machine, don't say nothing, we won't fight.
he was running bulldozers.
Yeah, that's right.
If you guys want to go, please set up either through Mr. Buston or myself, just for safety reasons and for, accountability reasons. They want tours like this to coordinate through us. Don't just show up there, please, and say, I want to go out there.
Is the track done yet that you were talking about around the perimeter?
They're still working on it. In fact, I was really going to turn it over to Mr. Buston and let him give y'all the update. I think he's got a handout. You can give them the handout if you want.
Just
And
to clarify, Mr. Sammernight did not run any equipment. The superintendent of construction, Farrell Clark, he usually get kicked out of recess because he don't play. So, I mean.
But they gave me a hat and a vest. I look very important, VIP walking around.
Yes, it's a lot of exciting things going on out on Elms Road right now. We have two portables or like mobile homes set up. They have a stone parking lot out there. That's all taken care of. It's a nice parking lot, wheel stops, parking identified. Everything's delivered for the inside of those. I think the last delivery will be on Friday for any kind of meetings we have. We have weekly meetings out there called OAC meetings, owner, architect, contractor meetings. So we get updates every week on campus. We used to have those at Mr. Swindle's office over on 300 West Cowboy Way, and now we have them on site. Our civil's there, so everybody that needs to be at the table is there. Plus we get the real in tune, up to date, real time actual picture of what goes on every day, and that's on Wednesday at 10 o'clock. We're still installing some signs. I think the last sign will probably go up by Friday. We're working on the footings for the central utility plant that will be on the west side of the property. That will house our chiller, that will house some of our electric stuff. We did the footings for that, and we also put the mechanical, electrical, plumbing sleeves for the sweeps to go into that building underneath the concrete before the footers go in. And the stem wall should be poured in by this weekend, or maybe Thursday and Friday. So the central utility plant is going to be up, at least the pad will be doing, and all the sweeps will be in. And then the footers will start at the cafeteria, and we'll start working around like we did with the stone columns. The footings will start in the cafeteria, we'll work around the gym, and go through the rest of the schoolhouse. We're working on the casting beds right now, that just asked about Miss Nelson, and the crane room. We're working on that now, and it should be done probably like first week in April, I believe.
Okay.
The casting beds is where we're going to do our tilt wall construction. We're going to pour the wall on the ground, and then we'll tilt it up, lift it, and put it in place after the footers and everything else like that. That should the casting beds and the crane road should be done, like I said, the second week in April. We're still working on the building list. Those should be complete before we have the casting beds and the crane road in. The stone columns, we had completion by 4/22. Little birdie gave me a heads up and they might be done by Friday. They have been working, they worked all weekend. This is the contraption that they are using. I should not say it's a contraption, but this is a picture Mr. Sammernight was blessed to see it happen on the other day.
Pretty interesting.
And what we have here is we have a big crane, and on the very left side you'll see a generator with also a big air compressor. And it goes into the ground, it blows out the dirt of the hole about 5-6 feet down, depends on what the civil asks for. It could be 5 feet, could be 7 feet. They blow air down it, and then the carriage pulls up. There's a carriage that's on the side right there. It's like a little box that is filled with gravel, and they take it up and they dump it in the little blowgun area, a little pipe into the ground. It goes right into the hole. And there's been, Farrell's going to yell at me, but I think there's like around 200 of those around throughout. But I don't remember.
They go pretty quick too.
They had to move it.
Really quick.
They had to move it. They worked all weekend, and that's why they're going to meet the listening, probably buy, over.
This is stone columns that the platform of the footprint of the building will sit on, so.
Like
for-
soil stabilization?
Yes, absolutely, and then for the foundation, that concrete will have a bunch of them stone columns under it to help support it for cracking or breaking or anything that might happen. So what we're doing is imprinting a school that's gonna last for a long time after all of us are gone is the goal, right? And so,
Well, some of y'all are older than me now.
oh boy. Some of us are back.
Along with that, the footers and the building list, we're preparing, we were asked to prepare and design for like a 100-year storm, just in case it ever floods out there. And that's why we're doing all the building lists out there and footers the way we're doing it out there. Mr. Swindle briefly touched about some tours. Please text Swindle and myself, and then whoever's available, we can get you out there and check you out, give you a VIP tour of the site. Like I said, Superintendent Farrell, our construction superintendent, he's all business out there. So, cars go up, they get escorted off. If they're with us, or you're with us, or we are.
Thank you, Mr. Busey.
Any other questions, comments, thoughts?
We still do not have a solid date on the official groundbreaking. We're waiting for session to end so that our legislative body from Hendry can show up and be a part of that. So we're sorry, not that we feel horrible not being able to put a pin in it, but we also don't want to do it without these two lovely individuals that have made this possible.
Can I change my equipment? I want to run a crane now. I don't have an
Well,
excavator.
Mr. Bassman, that's probably gonna be gone by this weekend, so.
Tomorrow.
All right.
Get
Well,
your
Kyle, let's
key
stand up on the walls.
Yeah.
That's
It's gonna be a big crane also, sir.
Yeah, I want to stand
Big.
up on the walls.
Big boy toys.
Yes.
I can maybe give you a front row seat on the gator, but, I'm gonna have to deny
Break my
request.
heart.
I think we're
Break
just not
my
gonna
heart.
get what we want best, so we might as well
Trying.
just. Thanks for trying, but if they have like
Alright.
a place they need to keep the equipment, I've got some acreage out in Felda, and they can bring it out.
And you take care of it for them, you'll wash it up for us and everything else like that. We actually have, what are they called, Connex, boxes out there like you see on the back of semi trucks, locked down, tighter than. So but I will put that out there, you have offered to wash them for.
Yeah, please, absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll even wash them,
Yes, ma'am.
wash as I want.
How will all this be secured as time goes on and we're getting more and more equipment?
Obviously have about maybe an 8-foot fence all the way around, blocked up. We also have cameras, active cameras, in the very, very near future on site. I believe we have 3 on there to keep. It's something like Mr. Clyde Johnson has one out on 27th on a piece of property that he has. It has a blue light on it, and if they can come up to it, hey, what are you doing here? It's after hours, and then we can, it also takes, video, constant video of the site in the very near future. But right now, we have everything down in lock and key.
Thank you.
I think the Swindle boys tested that out and worked pretty good.
Constantly.
Those cameras. All right. Very good. Well, we appreciate the update there. Look forward to seeing it as it comes up. So, all right, we will move on to board member business. It looks like we're going to have a special meeting that, since we went to our once-a-month meetings there, Mr. Superintendent, we are going to need that second meeting this month.
That's actually not even the typical second meeting of the month. This one is another request from IT where they are doing some of the cabling projects, and this specifically is for some E-rate documents that we have to have turned in by April 1st so that we're eligible to receive the government funding for the recabling piece of it. So our apologies for that. And they're doing the RFQ, and that RFQ won't open until earlier that week. And so we couldn't meet on a regular Tuesday anyway. And so this actually, the 27th is the last Friday in March. And what we would like to do is a 9 a.m. meeting. We've only got a couple of things that need to be on that agenda so that we can meet the procurement requirements for that RFQ, and they can get the documents prepared and the documents submitted all by 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock on that day to meet those deadlines for the state. So we apologize. I'm open, we can make it at either, any convenient place for the board, so we can do Clewiston or LaBelle, and I do not anticipate that being a very long meeting. So, just a quick, open up approval. And we've only got just a couple of items of business. I'm impartial. Do y'all prefer LaBelle or Clewiston?
Well, I would prefer LaBelle.
I mean, I would prefer close.
We can vote, but I bet it's gonna be a 3-2
Flip
vote.
a coin.
I was thinking, I think we've got a couple, at least one more person in Clewiston, so.
Well, wait a second. One of those persons represents people in LaBelle.
I think the last meeting we had now.
And that's me, and it's more convenient for me to be in Clewiston on the 20th.
Well, just clarifying that you do represent.
Mr. Brown, I'm sorry, could
The
you?
last meeting we had in the morning was here, so we probably should go over there.
Okay, that's fine with me, just to keep it fair for all parties.
Pioneer.
In the middle, yeah. So if that's okay, then we'll hold it in LaBelle, and we'll take care of that. It'll be at LaBelle at 9 a.m., 9 a.m.
Make it 6:30.
No, well, I'm fine with 6:30, yeah. So we'll do 9 a.m. and we'll keep that fairly short. It shouldn't take us very long, is the anticipated. The only other thing I'll say is we will do a little bit of change up when we start with the OAK presentations. We'll move them further up under presentations so that they can do their piece of the presentation and show you whatever they need to show you and answer your questions when they're present with us. So thank you for that. So that one's just an FYI. IT will make sure they send everything out in advance so that y'all have that to review and you have everything that you need to look over that. I want to say I appreciate last month Ms. Busey and the school foundation. Did I say it right? Why do I have such a stigma with that?
No.
Public School Foundation?
I mean, it's a glitch for you. It's the Hendry Education Task Force.
Hendry Education Task Force. For some reason, my mind learned that wrong, but the Hendry Education Task Force and Mr. Brown have been sponsors of the attendance challenge, and we appreciate their support. If any of the rest of you want to join, or if anyone from the community wants to join, we had a great time, and it was very touching to watch some of the students, receive that as a positive incentive for all students to come to school. We are struggling with attendance, and we could use all the help we could get. So if you talk to your constituents, or if you speak at any community events, or if you are around folks, we've got to make sure that folks and parents and guardians of these students understand the importance of coming to school. It's hard for us to teach them if they don't come on a regular basis. We get people are sick, we get unforeseen circumstances happen, but we have students that's missed 60 days of school this year plus. And so that's very, very difficult for us to be successful as a school district with students that don't do that. And so we just ask that, and what we're trying to do is something positive to drive people to want to come. We encourage all of our school sites to make a welcoming culture where the students are on campus, they feel loved, protected, fed, and secure. And so we try to do those things, but at the end of the day, this has turned into an issue that we're trying everything we can. So any support that we can get would be great. So thank you for that. That's all I have.
Have we ever so I feel like we're doing everything we can to anticipate making the environment where they want to come to school. But have we just asked the question before, if you have a kid who's not coming to school, well, then why? I mean, maybe there's an answer there that we're not anticipating. Or there's a certain situations, and of course you're not going to get everybody who's going to respond to that, but I think that you might even just with an anonymous survey, just to see, there may be things that we aren't anticipating, or we think that we know, or they may be having a hard time at school. I mean, there could be just a multitude of different issues that would be driving kids not showing up.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, when I don't get it, and I know that I'm putting all the inputs in to get the outputs that I want, and I'm still not getting the outputs I want, then I have to go back and just ask the question,
Yeah.
what's going on? Talk to me here.
We do focus groups every year, and we're getting ready to do this year's round of focus groups, and we've always asked, what do you like about school? What makes you want to come to school? And it's the darndest things, right? They want to wear hoodies, they want more free time. They want, just give us 15 minutes in the middle of the day once a week just to be a kid with our friends on the courtyard, certain foods, and things like that. And so we have tried to make all the accommodations possible, using that as incentives as well. And to some degree successfully. You know, as a reward, you know, if all of you score a certain amount on a said test, if you, you know, everybody gets to proficiency, then they'll do those type of things. But the overall, we are struggling with it. And
What about the kids who don't come to school? Like, have we asked them, like, what's going on?
Well, we were in a meeting today at one of the local schools, and the said person that we were dealing with said, no, said, I make them come in, you know, after they get to a certain point, and it's just the darndest excuses. You know, well, I can't get them, I can't make the kid wake up. Well, my car wouldn't start. So it's been 3 weeks, you know, and stuff like that, and so it becomes, it's truly a parenting issue. If you've got a child that hasn't been to school for 30 and 40 to 60 days in a school year, that's a parenting issue, you know, and so we're dealing with a deep issue, and I don't think it's localized to Hendry County, but we deal with Hendry County, and that's where our focus has to be. And so, again, I just say that if y'all have the platform to be able to speak to parents, you know, what supports they need, if there's something there, we're happy to do it. But at the end of the day, they've got to be parents. They've got to make the kids wake up. They've got to make sure the kids get to school, whether it be through them or on a bus. There's nowhere that we can't touch with a bus and
So if
do
we're
their part.
providing it with a bus, like, I always think it's interesting to, like, hear the adult answers in the room and then hear the kids' answers in the room. And I think it's worth an ask.
Sure.
I mean, we can put anything, send it out on that Chromebook, and Lord knows we just dropped $500,000 so everybody can have one. I mean, let's utilize that and to ask them. I mean, we might be finding things that we just didn't anticipate there. You know, the
Yep.
parent might tell you that the car's not working, but the kid might expand on that and tell you some other stuff that you might need to know.
But they got to the fair somehow.
Not all of them.
Yeah. You remember
When
back,
we- when we had-
That was an example they used today.
When we had COVID,
Couldn't make it.
when COVID struck, when it happened, and remember when the schools organized those parades where we rode through the neighborhoods? And listen, my kids were belly aching about how hard they had it at home, and they were, you know, all this and that. And I was like, no, you're gonna get into this car with us, and you're gonna ride in this parade, and you're gonna see where everybody lives. We're gonna go through everybody's community, because you're living in a little bubble here, buddy. Like, you're in a bubble. And just going through, their eyes were open, my eyes were, I mean, I already knew what it was, but just to go back to, and just say that I think a lot of kids face struggles that sometimes that it's hard for us as people who do step up, who do believe in parenting, it's hard for us to comprehend. And it's just hard for me to hammer down on a kid that, you know, they don't get to choose their parents and they don't get to choose their environment. And if we can just try to, like, make that connection, and I just think that, like, it's easy to think of what people should be doing and could be doing, but sometimes the reality of that is very humbling. So that's just my 2 cents on it.
when you remember Judge Sloan worked very hard with the community. He had truancy court. And the parents would have to come in, because if a kid's in 2nd grade, he's not acting up and getting ready to go to school. It's the parents and stuff like that. And Judge Sloan worked with the truancy court. And the board funded part of that material too for years, because it's not just, well, the kid doesn't want to go to school, nobody wants to go to school. So it's the parents that had, and it was very hard. I mean, I think after a while, we just sort of closed that off.
I think they lost funding for it, if I remember.
Well, some of the funding was ours, was from the district.
It's so expensive.
It was very good, we worked very hard on it. It was sad to see that go. I don't know, some kids, when they're in early elementary school, they're not coming to school, so they're not learning. So suddenly, we force them to go to school, now they're 2 or 3 years behind.
Well, it's not that. It's not that or that young.
That's right.
It's young. Hopefully
It's just as sad as a state.
When you're young, that's a parent issue, that's not a child issue.
That's right.
Mom and dad problem.
That's,
But if they're older and can't get to a bus, then talk to me about, I mean, I want to know what the kids say.
What's your reason?
I said all that to say, the attendance challenges are coming around. Anyone participate?
See what you did?
All right. So I have a couple of questions. So I know that Mr. Busey, we spoke last week, I believe it was, about a slide at Central. Did we get that slide taken down or out so we don't get any kids hurt?
I can check on it today, tomorrow morning.
Please, because I saw a picture of that thing, and that hole is huge in that slide. Last thing we want.
I walked it last week, it was supposed to be roped off again.
Right.
We thought that we could keep the teachers keeping kids off of it also.
Yeah, the thing that I saw though, was it was that orange netting, and I could see where it was, but I could also see where the kids went, stepped on it, pushed it down, went right down the slide. So, I mean, if we can take that thing and get it down, block, I don't care if we put screw a board across there where they can't get there, you know, and cut that slide off where they can't go up it backwards. You know, if we could definitely get on that, please, that would be, I think, preventative before somebody ends up getting a foot hung or something and something bad happened to one of the little babies. And then, if I understand it, we have some mold testing going on in the district in different locations. Do we have, how many locations do we do that at?
Just
Do we
one
know?
school.
Just one school? How did we get the results?
We got all the results, should be all finalized and presented tomorrow.
Presented tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because I know, I mean, and that's just as bad for a lot of people, you know. We've got teachers that are pregnant. My daughter's one of them that's pregnant.
Pregnant with
you know.
mold?
Well, not
The mold ain't
mold.
pregnant.
No, she's pregnant, but you know, not good for her.
Okay.
And the baby, but, and the little babies that are already in the school, we definitely don't want them exposed to any mold situations, so, yeah, be anxious to hear the results of those tests to see, do we have a plans if we do discover there is mold in
The
there?
last thing we want is the envelope of any of our buildings to be a cause of anybody getting sick or remaining sick. And so if,
Yeah.
whatever the results of this test is, we will mitigate, remediate, and make sure that we keep people safe, whether it be everything from cleaning, disinfecting, to whatever we have to do. Yes, just a short answer.
Very good. That was it. I appreciate it very much. Mr. Samuel?
I'm good, thank you very much. All seems to be well in our district. Moving on.
Oh, my goodness, write that down.
I say ditto. I'm good tonight.
Those are everything. No? Mr. Houston?
Well, you know, I actually made a deal with Mr. Sammerdyke. If he didn't speak tonight, I got his extra time, so. Clock that at 20 minutes, guys.
Way to go, Samuel.
I'm kidding, I didn't make a deal with Mr. Sammerdyke. I'm a comedian, we all know that. Some people just don't agree. So, no, two things I thought that are very exciting as we're moving through the legislative session. The first one was, and I sent Mr. Swindle an article about this, but schools, the legislation is taking on the school zone cameras. And what they're asking to do is we're working to do is put in legislation that requires, so I think this is like kind of cool because we're ahead of the curve on this one, thanks to Mr. Swindle's leadership on this. But putting in the flashing signs, when we talked about we want the flashing signs, well, making that mandatory as a part of having the school zone cameras and then backing the cameras out, like the view of the cameras out, so you can see the signage as well as the tag and everything to like make those more enforceable or you have a better case for
But you know where
Oregon.
they're at whenever they get the photo taken.
Well, they want, so the issue was that they would get a picture of the tag, but then you wouldn't have the picture of the signs.
Right.
And they would say, well, it wasn't during those hours, that was before, and in the sign, it doesn't say that. And so by pulling that camera view back, you're gonna be able to get the sign and the tag as well. So I thought, that was something that I like, this is what I like to read, no fiction novels here. And then also the school board members' Bill of Rights is progressing through there. And so I'm going to be anxious to see what that looks like if it makes it to the end of session through the slugfest, and we see what that finally looks like when that gets all hashed out. And then just I have one question is, now that we're approaching end of session and we've got a lobbyist, and do we know anything about appropriations for that, the money to finish, or
We're in
for
the-
that gap funding on it?
We're in the governor's budget, we're in the Senate's budget, no one's in the House budget, but our lobbyist is, weekly interfacing with me and has said they're aware of it, they know there's a plan there when they go to conferences when that will get worked out, that it's supposed to be handled. Our specific rep from Hendry is well aware and going to be, we believe and know that she'll be a champion for us. So we expect, all the indicators now is that we should be just fine and good to go.
Okay, that's wonderful news.
Yep.
All right, well, that concludes my questions and comments.
All right, very good. Well, thank you all for coming. This meeting is adjourned. How's that?